Pats Nation, let's be honest. We've been spoiled. Spoiled by playoff success. Spoiled by Lombardi after Lombardi after Lombardi. And if you were counting, it's about 6 Lombardis. But one thing that Pats Nation has never, and I mean ever, experienced over the past 20, almost 25, 30 years nearly, since Drew Bledsoe. This team, this fan base, has not experienced a top pick in an NFL draft. So many Pats fans are just completely going crazy. Like they're losing their minds. They do not know what to do. And their thought is they're so excited to have this pick that they must use it. And they must use it on a quarterback. They must. Or else life will not be complete. But what if I was the conscience of Pats Nation? What if I hear Mitch of the Bottom Line View said that the best approach for the Patriots might not be using the 3rd pick at all? Not on a quarterback, not on a generational wide receiver, which I would love, don't get me wrong, not even on a tackle, but trading the pick. What if the best approach was to trade the 3rd overall selection in the 2024 NFL Draft? Think about it for a second. The Patriots roster, their primary needs are pretty much the primary needs that you need to be successful in the NFL in 2024. I know. Belichick, GM Bill, did not set us up well in his departure. This team has no franchise quarterback. This team has no number 1 wide receiver. This team does not have a blindside protector at left tackle. This team doesn't even have a right tackle. I don't know. We'll see. They might need 2 of those things. This team is aging at the edge position with Matthew Judon. So, out of the most marquee positions you need for success, at least most people figure it's quarterback, it's wide receiver 1 or tight end, it's tackle, it's edge rusher, and it's cornerback. We really only have one of those things. And although we have a really promising and really good defense, I believe, we are far away on the offensive side of the football. No matter how much cap space we have, no matter how high our draft pick is, we still need to rebuild this roster and rebuild this team. And as much as I would like to say they have the possibility this offseason of hitting on a quarterback early at number 3, of going and spending money for a receiver in free agency, for spending money for a tackle, or trying to bring in multiple assets to help the offense, a whole new offensive staff, calling plays, coaching these players up. I like Ramondre Stevenson. I like Demario Douglas. Now, notice how I didn't say love, but I like some of the pieces on offense. I know the defense will be competitive. I know the defense will be top 10. But we still need an entire side of the ball. So, that being said, these rumors about the Minnesota Vikings got me going a little bit. These rumors that the Minnesota Vikings are potentially interested and have planted the seeds to trade for the 3rd overall selection in this year's draft has got me going. Because when you look at the draft, there's expected to be 3 quarterbacks that are selected inside at least the top 4, but very likely the top 3 picks in a row. Very likely. Caleb Williams is going to go number 1. Lock it in. Justin Fields is getting traded. Stop the nonsense. At number 2, Washington is going to pick a quarterback. They have an entirely new ownership group. They have an entirely new coaching staff. They have a ton of cap space to support that quarterback. They're going to make a move for a young quarterback. Sam Howell, as much as he had some moments last year, is not the answer. When you have the second pick, you use it. And they're not trading it. So they're likely going to pick a quarterback. Depending on who they go with there, it could be Drake May from North Carolina. It could be Jaden Daniels from LSU. Either one. Whichever one does not go to the Commanders is going to slide to the 3rd pick. That is our pick. What do you do with that pick? Now, if you love either of those prospects and you think that quarterback, Jaden Daniels of LSU, Drake May of North Carolina, can be your guy of the next 10 years, can be the next CJ Stroud, right? Then you take him. You take him, you don't look back, and you try your best to support him in year 1 and year 2. Although it will be difficult with only 1 pick, right? But if you have any hesitation about those quarterbacks, and specifically about the one that you most likely believe is going to be there, and most people seem to think that's Jaden Daniels, although there has been some more discussion about Drake May. Personally, I've gone about halfway through my Drake May scout, and I do like Drake May quite a bit. And we'll get to my quarterback scouting a little bit closer to the draft. But if Drake May is there, I would probably likely take him. But I'm just thinking about the process of, if there's any hesitation, given how many needs they need on the offensive side of the ball, no matter how much cap space they have, they should trade back. They should be able to get maybe 3 first-round picks from a team. That is a lot for 1 pick, for 1 player. 3 first-round picks. With those 3 first-round picks, you might miss on one of them, but you're likely to land at least 2 good players. And the team that's coming up for the rookie quarterback is very likely a team that's still rebuilding themselves, especially if it's Minnesota. I've also heard Justin Jefferson could be in the mix, but I'm not even going to really include that. If Justin Jefferson could come, that would be great. Thank you. But I don't think so. But I'm just saying, the best approach might not be to pick at all. It might be to trade back, to gather as many possible picks as you can get, premier picks for potentially premier talent to utilize to build this offense. And with those 3 picks, you could potentially, on top of the picks you already have for the next couple of years, you could potentially land your franchise quarterback. You could potentially land a starting caliber good tackle. You could potentially land a number 1 receiver without having to spend a dime and then utilizing the rest of the cap on the players around those players. Because typically in free agency, you don't want to be spending premier money on premier positions, because typically those premier positions are like B-level talent of those positions, because Justin Jefferson never gets to free agency. Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill never get to free agency, right? There's a reason for that. So I'm just thinking, I'm just spitballing. The best way for the Patriots to use this pick, if they are not 100% sold that they should take Drake May or Jaden Daniels, there's any hesitation, you know there's going to be another team that falls in love with these prospects. You know there's going to be another team that wants a quarterback desperately and is not in a position to get one of these 3 quarterbacks. The Denver Broncos, the Minnesota Vikings, the Las Vegas Raiders. Who knows? The Pittsburgh Steelers. There's so many teams that could potentially want to move into this range of the draft to land that 3rd quarterback. And it might not be their 3rd quarterback. It might be their 2nd option. If Drake May does slide to the third pick, and the Patriots, for whatever reason, believe that they're better utilizing their picks by trading back, let's just say, in hypothetical, but like Denver sees Drake May as the second best quarterback in this class, they might trade up. They might give you a boatload of picks. Minnesota might want to make that move for Jaden Daniels to pair him up with his LSU buddy, Justin Jefferson. Maybe. And maybe New England, if it's the Minnesota Vikings in particular, maybe they could just sign Kirk Cousins with all the cap they have for the next 2 years and get some picks to replenish the roster while they're at it. So, I don't know. I'm throwing things out. I'm having fun with this. I've never been in this situation as a fan. I've had to cover other teams in this situation, but never been in this situation. But I find it very interesting that Colin Cowherd in early February or about mid-February brought up a potential Vikings Patriots trade for the third pick that included Justin Jefferson. That's interesting to me. That Colin Cowherd maybe heard a little birdie saying that the Vikings wanted to trade up, and now a couple weeks later, after the senior stuff, we're getting notes about, maybe the Vikings are interested in this pick. There's smoke here. So Pats Nation, consider it. Consider it. I won't have my full answer on what I want to do until I fully scout these quarterbacks, but personally, I am never, ever against trading back and gathering more picks. I don't see the rush in trying to find the franchise quarterback the way that some other fans do. Especially because I've already seen my team win 6 Super Bowls. I can be patient. I'm not a Bills fan. So, that's my take on it. You guys let me know. Gronk spiked the like button. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Peace.